From the Rick and Morty controversy to something no one knew about, these are the 50 strangest Fortnite facts. The Dead Space collab has finally arrived, but did you know one item in the set is actually useless? The skin already has a rig on the back, so when you equip the back bling, there's no difference. At least Epic kept up with Midas' golden touch because it still works on some of the most unexpected weapons. You can apply it to things like the Ripsaw, alien nanites, and even the Infinity Blade. One of the most forgotten Easter eggs of all time referenced Titanic. If you visited the yacht and did the T-pose emote just like the movie, you would get the I'm flying achievement. As for TV shows, maybe you didn't know that Morty doesn't just have a mech because he's short, it's actually a reference to the Lawnmower Dog episode. Well, if that skin's on your wish list, you might be out of luck. Rick and Morty has had a huge controversy, and Fortnite is known to stay out of trouble, so fans are wondering, is the collab now banned? Well, Rick was a Battle Pass skin, so he was never coming back anyway, but as for the rest, it's looking unlikely. And that's just like these secret items, because Cypher PK and Laserbeam are the only Icon series creators to have exclusive exotics. You could use Laser's Yeet Knock pistol and Cypher's Trap Tower grenade in tournaments, and they were insane. And I bet you didn't know that the Imagined Order isn't just an army of soldiers, but they actually have a softball team. Jones even reveals that the Doomsday Division's team sucks, but it's probably best not to taunt them because, they could literally end the world. Speaking of Doomsday, Midas was originally going to have glasses until Donald Mustard decided to cut it just one day before the season was launched. His reason was they just weren't cool enough. In fact, you were able to see these glasses on Midas' statue at the yacht. And that wasn't the only thing they cut, because the Ghost and Shadow henchmen were originally going to have female versions. Skins like that are usually just left as TBD, but the Foundation has a special code name that teased his reveal months before. He's called Turtleneck, which sounds strange at first, but it was a joke that referenced this iconic image of The Rock from the 90s. That's probably the first time he's kept a shirt on, unlike other skins like John Cena. But all of these shirtless guys actually have something in common: no nipples. We got Summer Brutus, Aquaman, Travis Scott, and they're all erased. And it turns out that's not the strangest censorship in Fortnite. Back in 2018, mods on the subreddit banned the word cube when it first spawned, and the community had to resort to a different name. This created Kevin, which stuck around ever since. But if you think you know what the rarest skin in the game is, you're probably wrong. Despite the popularity, it's not Renegade Raider or Aerial Assault Trooper. Instead, only 6,000 people in the world own Indigo Kuno. This was exclusive to winners of a PlayStation Cup, and in some regions, only 300 people got it. Thankfully, the community concepts get a lot more sales, but there's only one that Epic secretly used for a collab. Marius was designed by EA Skate, and they liked the skin so much they used it for a Jordan crossover. That's not the only weird fact. Turns out Sanctuary was the only major POI to have a one-word name. Meanwhile, the Daily Bugle was the only one with 3. But there's an even bigger mystery behind a completely unknown character. All of the gas stations, tires, and even a whole speedway are made by Chonker, but we have no idea who this is. Perhaps maybe one day we'll see a mascot. And if you purchase the Kid Laroi emotes from the item shop, some players have found a way to make them look ridiculous. We also raised an eyebrow when Paradigm's suit wasn't even sealed. The entire point of the Seven's armor is to be airtight and protect them from the lube, but in Fracture, her helmet had a giant hole underneath. But how's she even breathing? A perk that everyone's using this season has a hidden movie reference. The Tactical Armory gives you the combat shotgun and TAC AR. If they seem familiar, it's John Wick's favorite weapons in the movie, and a callback to his LTM with the same guns. Did you know there's only one creator who has a locker bundle and an Icon series? One of the first ever bundles was Cypher PK, featuring the Manic skin, and last season he got his very own skin too. Now, we've always had the speedometer in cars, but have you ever wondered how fast you run? In the past, you could find some speed radars on the map, and we run at 21 miles an hour? But you had to reach an even higher record for a secret achievement. Getting 235 eliminations at Steamy Stacks in a single season would give you the Going Nuclear Legacy, and if the number felt random, it's not. In fact, 235 is the atomic mass of uranium. There's also some hidden references in Loser Fruit's Icon series. Her back bling contains blushes of Peely, Tomato Head, and Rabbit Raider, but they're actually a tribute to her 3 main stream snipers. Another secret Fortnite's been hiding for years is found in Slurpfish. When you first ate one in Chapter 2, you would get an achievement warning that they contained 4,000% of your daily recommended toxic waste. And you'd never believe it, but the game wasn't even going to be called Fortnite. Instead, the original plan was to call it Vindertech Save the World, and that's until they went with the new name. I gotta say, I'm pretty glad about this one. And that's not the only crazy name, because when you pick up a third teammate or opponent, it's officially called Yeeting thanks to this achievement. These legacies hide some of the funniest secrets, like Deadpool being famous for breaking the 4th wall. Once you unlock the skin, you can destroy 4 structures and get this achievement. achievement. Sometimes even Epic joins in because they spoke directly to the players in a skin description. Graph G was leaked for over a year before he was finally added, and when he released, his description said, "And you thought he'd never get here." We're all asking for Donald's Icon series, but only a few people know that he's actually been in the game. During the first rocket launch, they needed someone to do just 2 lines for the visitor, so he voiced them. And he's not the only special voice, because the origin surprised everyone when he first spoke, making him the only character that's British. And even though we have never heard him speak in Battle Royale, Chaos Agent has a voice actor too. In Save the World, he's an evil mastermind with a Russian accent. Darth Vader's breathing is also voiced by someone, but the secret here is that he has his own death animation. When he's defeated, he'll kneel down before turning into blue particles. Another villain who's been in the game for years is Thanos, who holds the record for the longest awaited skin. After he was first added in 2018, he didn't become a usable outfit until 13 seasons later. But at least we actually got to use him in Chapter 1, because that wasn't the case for Spider-Man. Epic first teased him in the Marvel season, but we had to wait 2 years until we finally got him. And you really gotta hand it to Epic with the Marvel items, because they go all out. Well, there's special secrets if you use certain items together, like the snap emote while wearing Thanos. Turns out it's not a supervillain taking over the world, it's Tim Sweeney. Yeah, the guy is one of the largest landowners in North Carolina, and he buys it all to preserve nature there. He even bought an entire mall for Epic Games' new HQ. And a skin that Epic was planning for so long still got messed up. The Hana and Galeritus sets released the other week, but some things were missing. She's meant to come with a music pack and spray, as well as a bundle to make it cheaper, but Epic completely forgot. It seems like they also forgot that they're against crypto. Tim Sweeney has made it clear that they don't want anything to do with cryptocurrency, but they actually named an achievement after it in Season 5. Sometimes they just make mistakes, just like when they accidentally changed Jules' skin tone. It was hardly noticeable, but Epic decided to fix it and even offered refunds. Her father, though, was even planned to have another skin. I mean, Midas has so many reskins at this point, but Fortnite actually decided to scrap a teen version of him with a crown. One idea they scrapped was the driftboard being limited time. That's right, they originally planned to remove the new vehicle after just a few weeks, but when everyone loved it, they decided to keep it until the end of the chapter. And when everyone thought that stealthy stronghold was for Jurassic Park, they actually weren't far off. Even though it turned out to be Predator, Epic stuck an achievement in to eliminate someone while wearing a dino outfit. This gave us Clever Girl a direct line from the movie. You also might not have noticed that the Visitor, Paradigm, and the Scientist are the only ones who don't have one of the 7 in their descriptions. It's also pretty crazy that the 7 set is the biggest in the entire game. Meanwhile, there's just 2 skins that are sold with one special item. In the item shop, the Barat and Ravage outfits come with a free contrail, and these are the only times Epic have done this. But one of the most important skins of all time had a change before they released. Just like Midas, Sloane had her hoop earrings removed because Epic changed their mind. But you can still see him in the comics and her teaser image. And you'd be surprised to hear that Tony Stark was the first Tier 100 skin that wasn't legendary. He also marked the first collab skin at the top of the Battle Pass, which Epic would continue for years. Sometimes they even bait us with the Battle Pass skins. At the end of Season 7, a couple teasers came out revealing a buff unicorn skin, but he actually turned out to look like this. One of Fortnite's worst collabs of all time has got to be Quibi. They played some terrible shows at Risky Reels, and that was it, with everyone forgetting it the next day. But at least you can't forget the time with this secret back bling. Ludwig's clock tells you the real time based on where you are in the world. It even has a cuckoo that pops out with each elimination. And one POI had a unique name for just a few minutes. When Coral Castle appeared, it was actually called Carl as a placeholder before being replaced with the real name once Epic noticed. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Tommy. Keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.